In this video, we will understand salient features of Indian Constitution with the help of mind map under 10 minutes. This video is part of revision series on Indian polity by M. Lakshmikant. PDF members can download this PDF from Telegram handle and others who are not members can just draw along with me. In case of any confusion, you can go back and rewatch that part. If you have any doubts, you can comment down below in comment section and I will try to resolve your query as soon as possible. So grab your pen and paper and let us begin. Number 1. Indian Constitution is the lengthiest written constitution in the world. It has about 465 articles divided into 25 parts and 12 schedules. It is lengthiest because of vast geographical size of India. India is the 7th largest country in the world in terms of size with 28 states and 8 union territories. And recently, it has even surpassed China to become the most populous country in the world. It is lengthiest written constitution because it is borrowed mostly from Government of India Act of 1935, which itself was lengthiest. Also, India has a single constitution serving both center and the state. Center के लिए भी and state के लिए भी there is only one document, and because of that it is adding to the bulk of constitution. There is also view that Indian constitution is lengthiest because the Constituent Assembly which made the constitution was dominated by lawyers, and that indirectly added to the bulk of the constitution. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar in this regard has said that Constitution of India has been framed after ransacking all the known constitution of the world. Now let us move to the second feature, that is Constitution of India is drawn from various sources. Indian Constitution कई सारे sources से borrow किया है. जैसे कि हमने देखा, most of the structural माल of Constitution गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया एक्ट 1935 से उठाया है. ऑल्सो फंडामेंटल राइट्स की जो कॉन्सेप्ट है इट इज बोरोड फ्रॉम अमेरिका. डायरेक्टिव प्रिंसिपल्स आयरिश कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन से उठाया है. पॉलिटिकल पार्ट जैसे कि प्रिंसिपल ऑफ कैबिनेट गवर्नमेंट एंड द रिलेशन बिटवीन द एग्जीक्यूटिव एंड द लेजिस्लेचर ब्रिटिश कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन से उठाया गया है. सो द इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन इज ड्रॉन फ्रॉम वेरियस सोर्सेस. Number 3. Indian Constitution is blend of rigidity and flexibility. अब ये rigidity मतलब क्या? Rigid Constitution मतलब क्या? Rigid Constitution means the Constitution which needs special provision to change any of its provision. For example, American Constitution since its inception has been changed only 27 times. सिर्फ 27 बार American Constitution जब से वो एनफोर्स की गई है, सिर्फ 27 बार उसे चेंज किया गया है. बिकॉज अमेरिकन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन को चेंज करना इज़ वेरी डिफिकल्ट प्रोसेस एंड उसके लिए एक स्पेशल प्रोविजन की ज़रूरत होती है. एंड दैट इज़ वाई अमेरिकन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन इज रिजिड कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन. सो द रिजिड कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन मीन्स द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन विच नीड स्पेशल प्रोविजन टू मेक चेंजेस. अब ये फ्लेक्सिबल कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन क्या होता है? फ्लेक्सिबल कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन यानी क्या? Flexible constitution is easily altered and it can be amended single-handedly. For example, the British Constitution. देखो, Indian Constitution is blend of both rigidity and flexibility. Indian Constitution में some provisions are amended with simple majority and some need special majority. Special and simple majority हम लोग पढ़ेंगे amendment वाले चैप्टर में in detail. Just for now understand this. Constitution is blend of both rigidity and flexibility. We are talking about Indian Constitution. Number 4. India has a federal system with unitary bias. यानी इंडिया फेडरल भी है और यूनिटरी भी है. कैसे वो देखते हैं. So federal features of Indian Constitution are two government, one at the center and other at the state level. There is division of power. Written constitution है इंडिया में. Supremacy of the constitution and independent judiciary. All these are features of a federal constitution. In true federal state, state government is at par with center government, if not strong. If any dispute arises between them, we need rules to be written around somewhere for resolution. That is why written constitution is necessary in case of federal system. See, America is example of a truly federal country, and if dispute arises between federation and the state, then it has to be settled by a strong independent judiciary. So there has to be independent judiciary in case of America. It is also said that American federal court is considered the strongest court in the world. इतनी power है उनके court के पास. Similarly, Indian Supreme Court is also strong independent court. It may not be as strong as American federal court, but due process of law is the principle which makes a court a stronger court. And India में with judicial review we have due process of law. इसके बारे में हम लोग fundamental rights में detail में पढ़ेंगे. So in case of India, there are these federal features: division of power, written constitution, two government, one at the center and other at the state level. Then there is independent judiciary and there is supremacy of the constitution. Also, Indian system is federal system with unitary bias. So what are the unitary features of Indian constitution? These are strong center, single constitution, that is no constitution for state government, and in India we have single citizenship, that is no dual citizenship. आप अपने भारत के ही नागरिक हो. You are not नागरिक of your state and then भारत. You are citizen of India and India only. Indian constitution is flexible, that is central legislature, that is parliament, can mold some provision at will of the parliament. Integrated judiciary, that is entire judicial system is one. At the center there is Supreme Court at apex. Judges of High Court are elevated to Supreme Court. States do not have right to secede. All these features account for unitary bias. So Indian constitution is federal in form but unitary in spirit. It is quasi-federal. That means it appears to be federal. It is a bargaining federalism. Ivor Jennings ने कहा है Indian federalism as a federalism with centralizing tendencies. Now let us move to the next feature, that is parliamentary form of government. That is cooperation and coordination between the legislative and executive organs. In presidential form, there is separation of power and this separation is watertight. But in parliamentary system, executive ministers come from legislature only. Also, the role of PM is essential and therefore sometimes it is also called as prime ministerial form of government. But Indian parliament is not a sovereign body as British parliament. Yesterday I said that India will most of the time or always lies in middle when it comes to any philosophy regarding constitution, be it socialism, parliamentary system, flexibility of constitution, economic system, etc. India loves the middle path, the Madhyam Marga. You will hardly find India at extremes. Similarly, Indian parliamentary form of government comes with some compromises. And that is why it is being said that Indian parliament is not a sovereign body as British parliament. Now why I am saying this? देखो, in India, judiciary has the power to judicial review. And with this power, judiciary क्या करती है? Judiciary can test the laws passed by parliament and can even held those laws as unconstitutional. Therefore, it is said that Indian Parliament is not as sovereign body as a British Parliament. Now let us move to the next feature, that is synthesis of parliamentary sovereignty and judicial supremacy. Doctrine of parliamentary sovereignty is associated with British Parliament, अभी हमने पढ़ा, whereas the doctrine of judicial supremacy is associated with American Supreme Court. यहाँ पे भी इंडिया इज अवॉइडिंग एक्सट्रीम्स एंड दोनों ओर से इंडिया ने थोड़ा थोड़ा लिया है. In India, Supreme Court can declare any law as unconstitutional with its power of judicial review. On the other hand, Parliament can amend major part of the Constitution through the power vested in it by the Constitution, that is, power to amend the Constitution. So the next feature is integrated and independent judiciary. Supreme Court, High Court, and Lower Court all are trying to enforce same laws. That is why India has integrated judiciary. ये सारे मिलके एक ही लॉ को एनफोर्स करते हैं. And independent judiciary because there is security of tenure for judges of Supreme Court and High Court. All expenses of High Court judges are charged on Consolidated Fund of India. तो इससे क्या होता है, इससे पार्लियामेंट को वोटिंग राइट नहीं होता है regarding expenses of High Court judges. So that is why it allows the judges to work in free and fair manner. नेक्स्ट इज फंडामेंटल राइट्स. उसके रिगार्डिंग ये शॉर्ट देख लो, सारा मसला क्लियर हो जाएगा.
Part 3 of the Indian Constitution from Article 12 to 35 deals with fundamental rights. Article 12 gives definition of state. Fundamental rights normally state के against होते हैं, but state मतलब exactly क्या, ये Article 12 बताता है. Article 13 deals with power of judicial review. Judicial review explicitly Constitution में mention तो नहीं किया, but simply Article 13 ये कहता है इंडिया का कोई भी लॉ अगर फंडामेंटल राइट वायलेट करता है तो वो लॉ इनवैलिड होगा. Article 14 to 18 deals with right to equality, which contains provisions like equality before law, equal protection of law, reservation, right against untouchability, abolition of titles, etc. Article 19 to 22 deals with right to freedom. Here you have right to freedom of speech and expression, right against detention, right to life, etc. Article 23-24 deals with right against exploitation, such as begari, child labor, etc. Article 25 to 28 deals with right to freedom of religion, like some personal worshipping rights and certain community rights. Article 29-30 deals with cultural and educational rights of minorities. Article 31 is repealed. It dealt with right to property. Article 32 is about right to constitutional remedies. This is the very heart and soul of the fundamental rights. If your fundamental rights are violated, you can directly go to Supreme Court or High Court as Article 32 कहता है. So this is the overview of fundamental rights under Part 3.
And also we will learn this in detail in chapter of fundamental rights. Now number 9. Similarly, there are directive principles which ensure ideal of social and economic democracy and aim to establish welfare state. इसके regarding हम लोग पढ़ेंगे chapter which is related to directive principles. Now, number 10, there are fundamental duties. There are total 11 fundamental duties which serve as a reminder that rights and duties are correlative. It forms part 4A and are given under Article 51A. They are added on recommendation of Swaran Singh Committee. Watch this short video to remember these duties with help of mnemonic.
आर्टिकल 51A में 11 फंडामेंटल ड्यूटीज है. तो ये ड्यूटीज को एक के बाद एक याद करने के लिए सिंपल ट्रिक है. ABCDFGHI A फॉर अबाइड यानी रिस्पेक्ट कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, फ्लैग, एंथम. B फॉर बापूजी यानी जो आइडियल्स की वजह से इंडिया को फ्रीडम मिला वो आइडियल्स को चेरिश करना. C फॉर कॉन्सोलिडेशन यानी प्रोटेक्ट सॉवरेनिटी, इंटीग्रिटी ऑफ इंडिया. D फॉर डिफेंड यानी जब भी बुलावा आए वी शुड बी रेडी टू डिफेंड आवर कंट्री. E फॉर इक्वालिटी यानी भाईचारा बढ़ाना, प्रोटेक्ट माइनॉरिटीज एंड डिग्निटी ऑफ वुमेन. F फॉर फोर्ट्स यानी प्रोटेक्ट आवर रिच कल्चर एंड हेरिटेज लाइक फोर्ट्स. G फॉर ग्रीन एंड ग्रीन इज कलर ऑफ एनवायरमेंट, फॉरेस्ट. H फॉर ह्यूमैनिज्म, साइंटिफिक टेम्पर, मानवता, रैशनैलिटी बढ़ाना. I मीन आई एंड एन आई फॉर एन आई मेक्स द होल वर्ल्ड ब्लाइंड, ऐसा गांधी जी ने कहा था. तो अहिंसा को त्याग करो. J मीन्स जैक ऑफ ऑल और जीनियस यानी अचीव एक्सेलेंस इन ऑल स्फीयर्स. K फॉर किड्स यानी 6 से 14 साल के बच्चों को एजुकेशन प्रोवाइड करने की जिम्मेदारी पेरेंट्स की. ये फंडामेंटल ड्यूटीज याद करने के लिए एक पीडीएफ बनाई. यू कैन फाइंड द लिंक इन द कमेंट्स.
तो अभी शॉर्ट पढ़ लिया. नाउ लेट अस मूव टू द नेक्स्ट फीचर, अ सेक्युलर स्टेट. India does not have official religion of state. Yesterday we learned about Western concept of secularism and Indian concept of secularism in chapter of preamble. अगर आपने chapter of preamble नहीं पढ़ा तो go back and watch that video after you finish this video. In short, उस वीडियो में हमने सीखा कि India treats all religion equally, सर्वधर्म समभाव, whereas Western secularism promotes idea of complete separation between religion and the state, that is धर्मनिरपेक्षता. Now let us move to the next feature, that is universal adult franchisee. Franchisee मतलब आसान भाषा में right to vote. In India, every human being above 18-year-old can vote. Now this age was reduced to 18 from 21 under 61st Constitutional Amendment Act of 1988. Number 13. Single citizenship. One and only citizenship in India, that is Indian citizenship. उसके रिगार्डिंग मैंने आपसे पहले ही बात की है इन यूनिटरी फीचर्स ऑफ इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन. नाउ लेट अस मूव टू द नेक्स्ट फीचर, दैट इज इंडिपेंडेंट बॉडीज. These are independent bodies which are very significant and carry the entire democratic system of India on their shoulders. These bodies are responsible for elections, recruitment of officer, accounting of government pocket and all. I am talking about Election Commission, UPSC, Union Public Service Commission, body of CAG, that is Controller and Auditor General of India. Similarly, there are many bodies which carry Indian democratic system on their shoulder. The feature number 15 is emergency. India has provision of emergency under Article 352 to 360. Article 352 deals with national emergency, Article 356 deals with state emergency and Article 360 deals with financial emergency. हम emergency के बारे में भी in detail discussion करेंगे in the chapter of emergency जब वो आएगा तब. Feature number 16, three-tier government. 73rd Constitutional Amendment Act of 1992 with reference to rural and local government added new schedule 11 and part 9 which dealt with the third tier of government in rural India, that is Panchayati Raj. And similarly, 74th Constitutional Amendment Act of 1992 related to urban local bodies added new schedule, that is schedule number 11 and part 9 which dealt with urban local bodies, that is third tier of government in urban India. So simply we are talking about Panchayati Raj and municipalities, that is third tier of government in urban and local India. Finally, let us talk about the feature number 17, that is cooperative societies. Cooperative societies were given constitutional status under 97th Constitutional Amendment Act of 2011. उससे पहले भी cooperative bodies इंडिया में काम करती थी, but they were not given constitutional status. But only in 2011 it was given constitutional status under 97th Constitutional Amendment Act, which made a right to form cooperative societies a fundamental right under Article 19 Clause 1 Subclause C. It included new directive principle of state policy for promotion of cooperative societies, that is Article 43B. Article 43B deals with cooperative societies. प्रीलिम्स के रेफरेंस में अगर ये चैप्टर में कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट है तो ये वाला पार्ट है. ऑल्सो इट इंक्लूडेड न्यू चैप्टर, दैट इज पार्ट 9th B regarding same under Article 243ZH to 243ZT. Also you need to note that in case of multi-state cooperative societies, यानी कि दो या दो से ज़्यादा स्टेट में अगर कोई cooperative society काम कर रही है तो it will be regulated by the parliamentary law. And if any society, any cooperative society is working in particular state, then it would be regulated by the state laws. So in this video we learned about the 17 features of Indian Constitution. These 17 features were: the Indian Constitution is the lengthiest written constitution. It is drawn from various sources. Indian Constitution is blend of rigidity and flexibility. India has federal system with unitary bias. India is having parliamentary form of government, but there is synthesis of parliamentary sovereignty and judicial supremacy. Then integrated and independent judiciary. Then Indian Constitution has fundamental rights. Similarly, it has directive principles. It has fundamental duties. These are features of Indian Constitution. Indian Constitution makes India a secular state. Also, there is universal adult franchise, that is right to vote for people above 18-year-old. Then India has single citizenship. There are independent bodies like Election Commission, UPSC, CAG, which carry the democratic system of India. Also, there is emergency, 352 article for national emergency, 356 article for state emergency, and Article 360 for financial emergency. Also, we have three-tier government, that is Panchayati Raj and municipalities at the third level. And finally, we talked about cooperative societies. So this was the revision video regarding the salient features of the Indian Constitution. If you are finding these videos helpful and if you want me to make more such videos, please let me know in the comment section below. So this is it from this video. I hope you like the content. If you have any doubt regarding chapter, comment below. I will solve your query. And also visit indiashastra.com to download these notes in PDF format. And thanks for watching. Take care and all the best.